everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Y'all, it's a good day. It's a good day. It is 2 weeks away from our last frost date if you are in zone 7. So somebody cue the music. Somebody cue the balloons. I am excited because y'all, we are close. We are very, very close. If you are new here, I'm so glad that you stopped on today's video. My name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee. And in this video today, I'm going to be talking about what you should be starting indoors at 2 weeks before your last frost date. And we're going to do a review of all the things we've been talking about for the last 9 weeks when it comes to seed starting. So if you need a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of encouragement for the summer gardening season, you have clicked on the right video. Y'all, I'm excited, I'm hyped, I'm energized. It's a beautiful day. Y'all, we got stuff to do. And so we're gonna talk about what you should be starting at 2 weeks before the last frost date. But then also, if you have been here before, you know that we have been doing a weekly seed starting challenge for the last 9 weeks. Y'all, it's been a journey, but y'all, we have persevered and now we are getting very, very close. Now, some of you have already passed me. You have already hit your estimated last frost date and you are planting out this past weekend. This week, I've seen your posts, I've seen your Instagram, I've seen the YouTubes, and so I'm right behind you. And so if you have already passed your estimated last frost date, then that is okay. You can still glean something from this video because I got some other stuff I'm going to show you too in this video. But then also, you may be behind me. Your estimated last frost date may still be 3 or 4 weeks away. And so you can see what you should be looking forward to in terms of what to start 2 weeks before your last frost date. I'm going to walk you through what I'm starting today. And this is my last seed starting. Okay. Can somebody say last seed starting? Not for forever, just for this challenge. Okay. We are down to the wire. And so I'm really excited to talk to you about what I'm doing these last couple of weeks before we have our estimated last frost date. So I'm in zone 7 and our estimated last frost date is April the 20th. If you are a brand new gardener and you still don't understand last frost date, all you have to do is just Google and say, what is my last frost date for this zip code? And it will tell you. Basically, that is just saying that is when the weather people estimate that's going to be the last time frost hits your area. It's just taking data from all of the years before, averaging it out and say, as an estimate, this is generally when you can expect no more frost. It is an estimate, so always make sure that you're looking at your 10-day forecast, okay? Y'all, but before we get into the 2 week seed starting, I gotta show you this, y'all. Hopefully you guys have already seen, but in case you didn't, have you seen this new berry cup from GREENSTALK Garden? Oh my goodness. Y'all, she is cute overload. Cute to the 10th power, okay? Let's talk about the berry cup and what she does, okay? Because, I mean, we want cute stuff, but we also want stuff that is functional. So let's go over to the GREENSTALK and let's talk about this new berry cup. And I want to make sure that you see this in person or on video because you only have 24 hours left to get this at a special discount. So let's go over to the GREENSTALK. So you can get the berry cup right now. They come in a box of 6, and I think they're on sale right now for $15.97. I think the regular price maybe $25.97, somewhere along in there, but they're 35% off right now until tomorrow as part of the strawberry event launch sale. And so anything that is in the strawberry family color theme is 35% off. You can use my code LFF10 for an extra $10 off your order if it's $75 or more. So you can always use my code LFF10 for an extra $10 off. Okay, so let's talk about the berry cup and what it's for. And so I'm really excited about this because it's going to make me do something that I said I was not going to do, which was plant strawberries ever again. So let me tell you about my strawberry journey. I first started planting strawberries, and let me just say, I do love strawberries, okay? I love strawberries. So my strawberry journey, I planted strawberries for the first time probably about 4 years ago in one of my raised beds back here. They grew beautifully, and then the slugs came. It was nasty, slimy. They ate up all my strawberries, destroyed them, and I'm like, oh, horrible. This is before I had a GREENSTALK. So I bought my very first GREENSTALK, and I bought it for the purpose of planting strawberries. So I did strawberries in there. They did okay. Again, I didn't really know what I was doing. I did it a third time planting, but a second time in the GREENSTALK 2 years ago. And y'all, the whole runner situation got me all just messed up in my head. Got me all confused. Like, I don't know why. That runner situation had me on the run, okay? So strawberries produce what they call runners, in case you've never grown them before, which is like an offshoot from the plant that becomes a new strawberry plant. But you have to root that strawberry plant in order for it to become a new strawberry plant. So you get a flush of strawberries, and then it's going to create all of these runners. Well, introduce the berry cup. That is to help you propagate your strawberry runners so that they can become new strawberry plants. So basically, let's imagine that this GREENSTALK was full of strawberries, plants. This goes right here on the edge of the GREENSTALK, like so. First of all, it's so cute. So what would happen is, and I don't have any strawberry plants in here now. I did order some strawberries, so my strawberries should actually be here today. And that's why I said I was never going to do it again, because the whole runner situation, I'm like, that's too much. I don't have time to be snipping it off, finding a new place for it to go, blah, 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 blah. But with this, if I had a strawberry plant in here, once it gets a runner, I would fill this up with potting soil, and I would put the runner in here. So the strawberry plant would be in here. This is filled up with potting soil. I would put the runner in here and let it take root. As soon as it takes root, then I would snip it, and then I can put that new strawberry plant in something else, right? And so think of this almost like your little propagation tool, cup, device, or whatever. Again, you would put soil in here, put your runner in here, moisten it, water it, just like you would as if it was a plant or something that you were propagating. And then you want to secure the root with like maybe a landscape staple or a garden pen so that it stays put in place. And then as soon as it roots, then you can snip it off and you can have a new plant, right? And so these things, first of all, it's so cute. I know I keep saying that because I like cute stuff, but it's so functional. And I think it's an ingenious idea from GREENSTALK, because a lot of people buy GREENSTALKs just to grow strawberries. The benefit of growing strawberries in a GREENSTALK is because it keeps your strawberries off of the ground. And so if you struggle with slugs like I do in my area, a GREENSTALK is a perfect way to grow strawberries vertically and keep them off the ground so they stay nice and clean. Now you have a way to propagate them. And like I said, they come in a set of 6. The plastic is very durable, hard. It's made very, very well. It has a drainage hole in the bottom, which is fantastic. And then again, the idea is to help you propagate strawberries, but you can use it for other plants. It doesn't have to be just strawberries, right? And so this is a great, great, great way to, like I said, propagate your strawberries. So my strawberries will be here in the next, it's supposed to come today. And so we'll get them planted out this week. And I cannot wait to actually use these when I actually have some runners. So if you have not gotten your berry cups, run, don't walk. Okay, use my code LFF10 for an extra $10 off if your order is $75 or more. They come in a pack of 6. So I think you guys will love these 100%. Also take a look at some of the other things that they launched as well. There's a strawberry shirt. I wore that in a video last week. They also have the strawberry tumbler, which I use every single day. It's so cute and so functional. But yeah, go ahead and check that out. Cute, cute, cute. Where's my other one? Oh, there it is. So I'll put these up until I have my strawberries. But this right here has changed my mind about growing strawberries, because this is going to make it a lot easier. Now let's talk about what to start at 2 weeks before your last frost date. So first, let's go back to last week. Last week was 3 weeks before the last frost date, and we started corn, we started squash, we started zucchini, we started nasturtiums, we started sunflowers. And so if you missed that video or you have missed those crops, go ahead and do those now at your 2 week mark. Or if you're, like I said, behind me, you could do that when you get to the 3 week mark. So those are the things that whatever we started last week, you could be starting this week. Now, all of the things that I just mentioned, squash, zucchini, cucumbers, nasturtiums, and sunflowers, they can be direct sown. Absolutely they can. And so you don't have to start. So if you're in a place where your house is overloaded, if the seed starting bug has left you and you don't want to do it anymore, fine. You don't have to do that. You can direct sow them. But what seed starting does is going to give you a head start, okay? And so for me, I'm not planning myself out for another 2 to 3 weeks. So it's going to be, again, for me, I chose to start some of those seeds so that by the time I plant out, they're already 3 weeks ahead. That means I get squash sooner, cucumber sooner, corn sooner, all the things. But if I couldn't do that, I could just direct sow it. So the same holds true with the things that we're starting this week. And so there's only 2 things that I start at the 2-week mark. And those are not cucumbers. There's only 2 things that I start at the 2-week mark, and that is cantaloupe and watermelon. So for you, if you're doing any type of melons, whether it's a cucumber melon or whatever type of melons that you do, that is what you should be doing at the 2-week mark. Cantaloupe and watermelon. So I'm going to tell you the varieties that I'm going to do this year. But before we do that, I want to take a look back at the things we started just last week so that you can see the progress of how things are looking and how it's going. So that way you can also gauge and see, okay, this is what I should be starting. Then this is what it should look like a week after the fact. So let's talk about that. And then I also want to give you a tip about why you want to start things at the right time. Let's take a look at our plants we did just last week. Y'all, look at these plants. Let's start with this tray right here. So these are our sunflowers on this side. And then these are our nasturtiums right there. Y'all, this is just within a week's time. We just started these 7 weeks ago. You can see that we have great germination. For the most part, everything is looking very, very nice. The only place we don't have germination in every cell is this one thing of nasturtiums right there. Then this right here we started last week. These are our cucumbers and our squash. Look at those. Y'all, do you see how big those are? Already, they need to be transplanted. Already. Up-potted. Because they've gotten a little tall and they're big. That's in a week's time. And then let me show you the corn. Look at the corn. Waving in the wind. Isn't she beautiful? Okay. So I want to make sure that I highlight this point. And although it's later in the seed starting season, I always want to teach and give you the why. The reason why I do this challenge is, one, to just show you another part of my journey, but also I want you to get attuned and know when to start what. There is a way, there is a timing that is important on starting seeds, right? You don't just start all of your seeds at one time. You don't start all of your seeds at the same interval in terms of everything gets started 8 weeks before the last frost date. Here is Exhibit A. This is the reason why you don't start everything at one time, because I want you to imagine if we would have started these things at 8 weeks before the last frost date when we started our tomatoes and our peppers. Do you see what it did in 1 week? If I would have started these 8 weeks ago, they would be massive, huge, trying to produce. I would not be able to contain them, and that would have been too much time for them to be in pots before being outside. Okay, so there is a method to the madness. It's not just my way, it is the way. In terms of every seed has a time that it takes to mature, every seed has a time that it takes to grow at a certain pace, and that is why we're starting seeds at the intervals that we do, to give it the proper amount of time, right? There is a reason why you start your peppers at 8 weeks before and not 15 weeks before, right? You want to have that timing to where they are strong enough to go out in the ground, but they're not so big and so massive that you can no longer contain them in a pot, okay? So I just want to reiterate that is the reason why, because you can see in 1 week's time, these things are already big. Right? And so in 2 more weeks, they're going to be perfect to go outside. But then also, if you wanted to direct sow, you can see how quickly they grow. So if you want to put this in the ground and wait 2 weeks for your squash, you can absolutely do that. But now I have a head start. So you can see all the seedlings are doing well. Y'all, my house is covered. I've showed you before all of the other seedlings. Everything is doing well. I'm in the business. My business right now is up potting, up potting, and up potting. I will start to plant my high tunnel I'm going to try start this week, or if not this week, it'll definitely be next week. And then my outside garden won't be planted until the end of the month to give it time for the forecast and all of that. Plus, I'm going to be out of town for a week right in the middle of seed starting, transplanting out season. And so now I'm having to kind of adjust my schedule accordingly. Okay, but let's talk about what I'm going to be starting today, which are cantaloupe and watermelon. And let me go through the varieties that I'm going to be starting. Okay, so when it comes to cantaloupe and watermelon, for cantaloupe, I'm going to be planting two different kinds. Last year was our best cantaloupe year ever in my history of gardening. And all I planted last year were saved seeds from a cantaloupe that I got from a friend of mine. It'll be 3 years ago now. She gave me a cantaloupe one summer, one of hers. It was so good, so sweet. I saved the seeds from it. And so that's all I planted last year, were the seeds from that cantaloupe. And so it worked out in my favor. We had the absolute best cantaloupe year yet. And so I have seeds that I've saved from those cantaloupe from last year, right? From the ones that grew last year, which is from the seeds that she gave me, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be planting those. And then I'm going to try a new one called Planter's Jumbo by M.I. Gardener. I've never tried this one before. So I'm going to do a few seeds of those and just compare and see if I like it. I think the one that I have the saved seeds from, I think it's Hales, but I could be mistaken. Okay. When it comes to watermelon, last year was not a great watermelon year for us. And that's the first time ever. I'm not sure what happened. It just happened, okay? And so I had an issue, one, with a lot of the seeds germinating, which my favorite watermelon is strawberry watermelon from Baker's Creek, which is this one. I've had great success with it, but last year I did not, okay? I'm going to try it again because I love it so much, okay? So I will be doing strawberry watermelon from Baker Creek. I will also be doing Sugar Baby, which is a small personal size watermelon. I do that one every year. And then I'm going to be doing a new one called Sangria by Territorial Seed. But I'm also going to tell you, I'm going to go buy me some watermelon starts. And the reason why is because when I say our watermelon year, it was not an epic fail. If I normally do, let's say 100 to 125 watermelons a year, we probably had 70 to 75 watermelons. So that's not bad. But watermelons are a big seller for us, and so we did not sell any last year because I did not feel comfortable, because even the ones that we had, they did not taste as good as they were before. And because it was hit or miss, it was very hit or miss and very inconsistent in terms of the watermelons being good, tasting good, and all of that. So I did not sell any at all because you can't tell, you can't know. And I don't like not knowing, okay? And again, you never know because you don't know until you open it up. But the other years, I mean, of course, we always eat them first at our house. And so I can see a pattern of consistency, like, okay, these are good, these are good, these are good. Last year was very inconsistent, and so I did not sell any watermelons whatsoever. So it was not a good year in that respect, and they just did not do well. Okay, so we're going to try it again because, again, I've had great success with watermelons, so I know that I can grow watermelons. I've done it successfully 3 years before that. So we're going to try it again, but instead of me, like, doing all strawberry watermelon and depending on these, I'm also going to get some starts from probably like a nursery or a local box store or something like that to supplement or to add in with the watermelons, okay? So whatever variety, I'll probably do like a crimson sweet. That's usually what they have in the big box stores or something like that. That's probably what I would do, because I don't have any other seeds besides these strawberry watermelon seeds because I love it so much. It's the only kind I ever buy. This and Sugar Baby. Shame on me, but that's all I got. That is all I have, okay? So while I'm on the topic of seeds and what I have, let me also say this. I want to shout out Natasha's Garden. Natasha is a subscriber, and we are also connected on Instagram, and she sent me some beautiful iris plants. I was remarking about how beautiful her irises were in her garden, and she, out of the kindness of her heart, sent me some iris plants. So Natasha, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then I got some happy mail when I checked my P.O. box. Aaron's Breath, I think is who it came from, sent me some nasturtium seeds and also sent me some zinnia seeds. It was from a video that I talked about wanting some dwarf nasturtiums, like the smaller kind. And out of the kindness of her heart, she sent me some seeds. And so, Erin, thank you so much for thinking about me and for sending me those seeds. I do not take it for granted. Many of you have sent me seeds. Many of you have sent me gifts over the last few years. And I always, I'm so appreciative that you think enough about me that you would take time to get in your car, go to the post office, buy something, share something. I don't take it for granted. So thank you so very much. And I will think about you when I plant those seeds in my garden. So y'all, that's it. We got a plan for 2 weeks before the last frost date. I want to know in the comments, tell me, are you on track? Are you energized? Are you getting weary? Like, let's not get weary and well doing, okay? We ain't even got started yet. I mean, we got started, but we not started, okay? Let's not be weary and well doing. I want you to have the most amazing, productive summer garden that you have ever had, and I am praying towards that end. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the community, and y'all remember, this is all a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.